You are listening to the Monster Moon Radio Network.
Welcome to Movie Talk. I like to live dangerously.
Did you hear this?
Yes.
In the face.
And here are your hosts, Brian Seals, Brett Seals, and Vic Vasquez.
It is now time for yet another edition of Movie Talk Radio.
What's up, guys?
How we
going
doing?
on?
How we doing out there?
It's going good. I am your host, Brian Sills. You can follow me on Twitter at Movie Talk Brian. My co-hosts, guys.
I'm co-host right here, Vic Vasquez. You can also follow me on Twitter at TheTorby23.
And I'm Brett Seals. You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at Movie Talk Brett.
Yeah, don't forget the at part. That's
Twitter
important.
always just it's at before everything,
Yes.
even before sentences.
Well, we have quite a lot to talk about this week. We got Star Wars, as always. We got some Batman, Superman news.
News, rumors, updates.
A lot of
all
rumors.
that
Yeah, a
stuff.
lot of rumored stuff.
this week.
We even have an actually interesting story, a couple interesting stories. We have some more details on the Quentin Tarantino script leak. We have an actual detective that was hired to investigate an Oscar snub, believe it or not.
Yeah, we'll get into detail about that.
And I'm going to take you on a ride along.
We're gonna ride along. Yeah, we'll talk about some movie reviews.
I wonder how
of what
long
we
it's
saw.
going to actually take you to get that out of your head.
Probably
really
like
liked
2
it.
weeks.
I know he did.
We'll talk about it.
Yes, we will talk about that.
But let's kick things off with On This Day in History. Last episode of January, we got one calendar month in the books after this show. January 28th is the day today. And on this day in 1892, Academy Award nominated director Ernst, and I'm going to go ahead and spitball this last name, Lubitsch, was born in Berlin, Germany. The director was nominated for 3 Academy Awards for Best Directing for his films The Love Parade, The Patriot, and Heaven Can Wait. Today would have been his 122nd birthday. So
Dang.
happy birthday.
That's pretty young right there.
It's like Bilbo
Yeah.
Baggins. It's
Nothing.
my 111th birthday.
Yep.
I want to see mountains, Gandalf. Mountains.
Also on this day, 1936, Alan Alda was born in New York City, New York. He was best known for his work on the popular television show MASH, but in 2004, he was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor in Martin Scorsese's The Aviator. Happy 78th birthday, still alive.
There you go.
And that's what happened on this day, but we also have some DVD releases.
Yeah, we actually have 5 to talk about. One of
Wow.
them I actually bought.
Yes, you did, and I'm very happy about
Yep.
it.
I had to. I enjoyed that movie. When I laugh so hard it brings me to tears, that's definitely a movie I gotta buy.
Yeah.
And of course the movie I'm talking about is Bad Grandpa. That is now out on DVD. Ron Howard's Rush, also out on DVD.
I've been meaning to watch this
I want
movie.
to watch this too. I mean, it's an Oscar nomination film, so
Actually,
Hey.
that's,
it should have been at least.
yeah, I mean, they already got 9.
But yeah, it's up there. It's a good movie. Cloudy with a Chance at Meatballs 2 out there. I haven't even watched the first one, so
I don't like
Vic gave us something.
Yeah, I don't like the
And
first
Vic's
one,
a big
so-
believer in animation films. So
Yeah,
I am. How to Train Your Dragon
You know his
too.
opinion
Yep.
is valid.
I'm a big kid at heart, guys. That's
Yeah.
all.
We
all are.
got Last Vegas.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know either. And The Fifth Estate.
Ooh.
I still wanted to see it.
Yes.
Even though it did poorly in the box office, it was interesting. It's Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yes, but yeah,
Pretty good.
I think out of all those, Rush and Bad Grandpa
Yeah.
are the 2.
Very diverse group
Yes,
of DVDs for you guys to check out.
yes. But that is our DVD releases. We're now going to talk about the box office results, and my God,
Still a goose egg through the first month.
Frozen! I swear to God, I have to see this movie, but then I honestly am looking forward to when Frozen is no longer in theaters. That way it'll stop messing with me.
I actually almost saw Frozen today, too. I was like, Frozen or Ride Along? And I was like, Ride Along.
I know, we
I'll
still
catch you
need to
later.
see it. I mean, when are we going to stop talking about this movie? Like, seriously.
That's what I'm saying. I want to go see it, but I feel like I'm gonna be happy once it's no longer in the box office because I feel like it's just really
It
messing
messes
with me.
with us, but I still want to see it because of
it's-
what it's done.
yeah.
But yeah,
Well-
we're nowhere close.
At number 10 was Devil's Due, which made 2.7. At number 9 was August Osage County, which made 5 even. At number 8 was The Wolf of Wall Street, which made 5.4. At number 7 was American Hustle, which made 7 even. At number 6 was I, Frankenstein, which made 8.6.
I had that in my top 3, and that's what I get for trying to believe in Aaron Eckhart as a
Well,
lead.
we had it.
We all had it in our top 4.
Yeah, we had it at number 4.
I should have known better.
Yeah, didn't do too well at all. At number 5 was Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit, which made 9 even. At number 4 was Frozen, which made 9.1. At number 3 was The Nut Job, which made 12.1. At number 2 was Lone Survivor, which made 12.9. And at number 1 for the second week was Ride Along, which made 21.2, which Vic saw.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take you on. Okay.
I'm gonna take you on a ride along.
I mean, it was funny. I was expecting
You
a little
liked
bit
it more
more.
than Brian.
I did like it a lot. I like Kevin Hart. I think a little too much. I think
Yeah.
Kevin Hart's hilarious.
I have nothing against Kevin
You said
Hart.
you laughed like twice though. He said
I did.
I
was
said it's
laughing-
because you're white.
It has nothing to do with what color
Maybe you
skin
just
I
don't
am.
understand the humor.
No, I understand. I've watched some of Kevin Hart's stand up, but like I don't know what it is. I felt like sometimes he was trying too hard or something.
He was a little too much at times. I will give
Yeah.
you that. It was basically his onstage persona inside of a movie. I mean, yeah, he did some acting here and there, but
I
it
mean,
was
he's playing a character. Like
right. It was still funny though. I mean,
Well,
I
yeah,
thought it was funny.
I'm still saying it's an entertaining film. Like, go see it anyways. But
super
like,
predictable though. I thought.
well, yeah, it
super-
definitely was.
It's an easy story.
Like, I was kind of expecting it to be a little bit more funnier and like.
Yeah, it was so funny. It was so funny.
Oh
though,
yeah,
so,
I mean, I laughed like twice, like really hard, and then like kind of like, okay.
I think you're just a little more used to the stand up Kevin Hart. You know, I mean,
Probably.
people aren't used to seeing him in a written character that was written by somebody else. He's not writing his own material, so maybe that might be why. I haven't seen it though. But did you see anything, Brian? What'd you see?
I actually have not seen anything. I was
Busy guy.
yes.
Busy guy. Yeah. Well, I saw Inside Llewyn Davis, the Coen Brothers film,
Nice.
which was snubbed of an Oscar. Did not get nominated for Best Picture. But like I said, it's a Coen Brothers movie. It stars Oscar Isaac, who was nominated for Golden Globe, Carey Mulligan, Justin Timberlake, and John Goodman, who seems to he's just everywhere. It's a week in the life of a young singer as he navigates the Greenwich Village folk scene of 1961, and it's a classic. It's just another great movie that you can add to the Coen Brothers resume because they never let you down. They have made so many classic movies, and it's just another one that's added to their vault. So I
Nice.
I definitely recommend it.
You can't go wrong with a Coen Brother film.
Yeah, but that's what I saw.
Nice. Wow. You usually have like a list.
Yeah,
The past couple of weeks, you've had like a list.
Hey, at least I saw something, Brian. Come
I'm
on.
just saying.
Well, it's time for my favorite segment.
Oh, this is your favorite segment, huh?
Well, I mean, because I've been getting some right, so I'm getting a little more excited about it.
Oh, okay.
But you're still one behind. You're still one behind.
I'm
so
still one behind. Yeah.
Well, you guys both should get this one. This one's pretty an easy one.
is it Showgirls?
No.
No.
That's your guess.
It's not Showgirls.
No, that's not my guess.
I almost feel like to do something a little bit different this week instead of actually naming it out. Like I might have you guys just write it down.
I was thinking that. Yeah.
Yeah, that
We'll
way it
talk
kind of
about
gives
it.
you
And just
more
kinda,
of a
like, slide
chance.
it in.
Well,
like
let's
a-
hear the plot. Yeah.
It's not like a.
Well, yeah.
Just like
The segment is Name That Movie. I give both Vic and Brett the plot of a movie, and they have the rest of the show to figure out the name of the film. If they get it right, they get a point. So here is the plot. Gotta pull it back up from my phone. Alright. Bonds of loyalty are put to the test when a hitman's son witnesses what his father does for a living.
Oh God.
Yes.
It's like trying to solve a riddle. Yeah. See, I'm not sure. I gotta let it sink in. That's what happened last week,
Yeah.
and I guess
Let
I
it
got
let
it
it
right.
let it soak in there.
Yeah.
And while you guys are doing that, we're going to talk about some news.
News.
Yeah, and I'm going to start it off this week on something like I'm not really a big fan of, but
You don't
It-
like? Are you talking about the actor of the movie?
I'm talking about the movie.
Okay, I was about to say.
The actor I don't really have a problem with. I mean, the dude, I will say he is an interesting character.
weird.
He is very weird.
He's out there.
And again, it's a sequel.
Yeah. And
um,
did you even see the first movie?
We've already been over this many
I keep
times.
forgetting.
I've tried to watch it. I just cannot get into it.
The movie we're talking about is Alice in Wonderland.
Yes. When we're talking about the sequel to Alice in Wonderland, because apparently they already have a villain.
Are they? Is it? I mean, I've heard it.
It's
confirmed and
it's
there's
like
rumor.
confirmed, but yet it's like not written like on paper. But like it's going back and forth. And the person that they have is Sacha Baron Cohen, or as many people like to know as Borat
or Bruno
or Bruno.
or the Dictator.
Yes.
Very weird guy.
Yeah, he is a very weird guy indeed.
But when he does actual movies, he's actually a pretty decent actor. He was in Les Mis and did a pretty good job. And
Yeah, who knew he had a voice to sing?
Yeah, I know, right?
Saw a commercial for Ali G's coming back too to TV.
Is he really?
Yeah, Ali G's like resurrected or something like that.
Is
Yeah.
he Madonna?
Well, anyways, I mean, it'll be interesting, but I'm not sure if he could play a villain, really. I mean, I've never really seen him in that sort of role before, you know?
Well, I'm not really sure like how they're gonna go about it, but I mean, if it's like straight up drama like villain, I can't see it. But if I don't think it's gonna be like that, so who knows? I mean, he may be able to pull it off. I mean, he will be joining Johnny Depp, who's gonna return to reprise his role as the Mad Hatter, and Mia Wasikowska, who I believe played Alice.
That's a hard name to pronounce, by the way.
I thought I was gonna butcher that one, but I didn't.
I've given it a try a few times.
I thought I was gonna butcher it, but
Yeah, it's not pretty when you try to pronounce that one.
yeah. But yeah, Sacha Baron Cohen possibly
man.
playing the villain in Alice in Wonderland. Who would have thought? Who would have
would've
thunk
thunk
it?
it?
Who would
Yeah.
have thunk it?
I don't know about that. I mean, I haven't seen him do it before, and I'm just so used to Borat and Bruno, so I don't know. But we're gonna talk about another sequel. We're gonna talk about Night at the Museum 3.
This one I'm actually looking forward
They
to.
actually made a pretty big casting this past week. Ben Kingsley, Academy Award winner, was added to the cast of Night at the Museum 3. But I mean, as awesome as that sounds, you know, you got an Academy Award winner now in your film, but the character he's playing, it's like, I don't know. Apparently, he will be playing a daunting pharaoh who turns from display to free man when someone revives him using a magical tablet. Kind of sounds similar to the other movies. There was already a pharaoh and waking up with a tablet, that sort of thing. It sounds, like it's been done before. I mean, as much as I love the casting, I don't know where they're going with this movie. And like we've even talked about what museums are going to take place at. I mean, how many more museums can you go to? Like, what's left? So I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think about the casting? I mean, you got an Academy Award winner, but
From what I've heard about this project, it sounds like it's going to be like back in the original museum.
in New York.
Yeah, because I mean, as far as I remember, Ricky Gervais is reprising his role as the museum owner.
Yeah.
And they actually casted someone last week to play like another security guard with Ben Stiller.
What?
Yeah. And I was trying to pull up her name. Reba
Oh, I saw.
Reba
yeah.
Wilson. Who
She's
was
gonna be like a. Oh,
yeah,
that's, okay. That's
she's,
a little.
Yeah, she's playing another security guard with Ben Stiller.
A little.
And for those of you who don't know who Reba Wilson is, she was in
Huh.
Pitch Perfect, the kind of like a Jonah Hill type character from that movie.
So I mean, that kind of gives a little bit more to the plot. I mean, not only. I mean, it's taking place at the same museum, but it's somebody else experiencing what he, discovered that they, these exhibits come.
Yeah,
alive
maybe
at night.
maybe
So,
he's passing the torch. Who knows?
Yeah, so I hope not. And then we get like 4 spin-offs with her.
Yeah, let's hope not. But
It's okay. I was thinking at first, if it's the same museum, same sort of setup, then why bother? But it's not a bad idea. 'Cause I
Yeah.
didn't know that. Good thing you mentioned that.
well, yeah, I mean, because I rember, like, I started thinking about it, I was like, obviously it has to take place back in the old museum, otherwise why would Ricky Gervais be a part of it?
Yeah, I didn't think about that until you said it. I'm like, yeah, I forgot that he actually got casted for it. Or got...
Unless he got like transferred or something. But
Yeah, that's
True,
exactly what I was
true.
thinking,
I
but-
mean, who knows? I mean, it is a possibility.
the first 2 have been fun, so hey, we'll watch the third one.
I
Why
mean, so far, this is, like, because as far as I know, this is the only, like, movie that's coming out Christmas Day. I mean, so unless there's, like, another movie where it, like, comes out Christmas Day that's just as better as this, then I'm probably going to go see this one.
Yeah. Well, we are going to talk about Joe Wright's Pan, or you said it's been renamed since then, but
It's now an untitled project now.
but it is about
It
Peter
was,
Pan.
yeah, it was about Peter Pan.
It's another take on Peter Pan because apparently they're making some headway in castings. They've been talking about Garrett Hedlund, who was apparently been offered the role of a young Captain Hook. Garrett Hedlund he's the lead in Tron Legacy. I want to say it's really a remake. It's more of a sequel than anything.
Well, yeah, it is a
continues-
sequel.
Yeah.
It continues the story.
Well, I've heard some people say it's a remake, but yeah, he was in Tron. He was actually in the movie I just saw this past week, Inside Llewyn Davis. He had a small role. He's an up-and-coming actor, and he kind of looks. I mean, he's got the look. He's just like a gritty face. He's a gritty actor. So I think he'd be perfect for a role of Captain Hook, a villain. But then they actually made a casting that's confirmed. Another villain, Blackbeard, is going to be played by Hugh Jackman. an
yeah,
Academy Award nominee.
they're getting ready to shoot here.
Yeah. They're planning. They've already got a release date. I believe it's July 2015. the month that Batman vs Superman would have came out before it got pushed back. But
Yes.
yeah, I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, you got Hugh Jackman. Does he got the look, the black beard look?
Oh, I can see it already.
You saw him with the beard in Les Mis at the beginning. If you've seen the film,
Yeah,
The
I can.
beard,
I
so,
can.
you
Yeah,
know.
I can definitely see it already.
Because he had a huge beard in the Wolverine
Yeah.
too in the beginning when he was like
You know,
out in the mountains.
And honestly, I think this is kind of an interesting story because I mean, it kind of takes you to see like how did Captain Hook really become
Yeah.
Captain Hook?
Yeah, like it's the young. Yeah, I like that. They've never really done that before. So,
Yeah.
I mean, Joe Wright's doing something different with the story of Peter Pan. So
I'm on board with it already.
Hook,
I like it.
Hook, where's the hook? I'm sorry. That was my hook
Lost,
moment.
lost. I
Lost
lost
what?
my marbles.
Yeah. So I don't know. I thought that was pretty good. It's a good start. Hugh Jackman and then Garrett Hedlund. So we'll see what happens with Joe Wright's Pan.
All right. Well, it's time for a big favorite segment on the show that everyone I hear enjoys.
But it's almost over.
It is almost over. It's
Oh my God.
it's coming to an end.
But you will be bringing a new segment apparently.
I will. I will actually talk about it here shortly after I give you unscripted movie scenes. Take 2.
All right.
And 2 of them are. This is the classic.
All right.
It's classic films. This
Again,
week.
we love
Yes.
classic films.
Yes.
They're classic.
Well, I'm gonna actually give you another one from The Godfather.
All right.
There's actually a scene where Peter Clemenza talks to Rocco, who just killed Paulie. The scene is where he's saying, "Leave the gun, take the cannoli." I'm sure you remember that scene.
Yeah.
Well, the first part of the dialogue was present in the script, but the cannoli line was entirely improvised. Yes.
I want to know sometimes what goes through their heads that makes them feel the need to improvise, like, you know, and how they decide what they're going to say. I think that's crazy, but classic movie.
Yes. And the last one for this week, Midnight Cowboy,
Midnight Cowboy.
which obviously stars Dustin Hoffman and John Voight. They are walking down a busy city street when a cab blatantly ignores the filming signs and almost runs them down, which came up with the famous line that was said by Dustin Hoffman, "Hey, I'm walking here. I'm walking here."
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that would not have even been a part of the actual movie if it wasn't been for that stupid cab driver who didn't read the signs.
It kind of reminds me of the drunk thing
drunk
with
guy,
being
yeah.
John Malkovich, yeah. It was unintentional, but it made its way into the film anyways and created a classic line. Wow.
Yeah, honestly, and that's the line. Like when I grew up,
Yeah.
that was like the first line I ever heard out of the movie.
Super
before
popular line,
before
so.
I even seen the movie.
But walking here.
That is the unscripted movie scenes for the week. There is one left, so you have one more.
One more week.
Oh, man.
One more, only one next week, and it will be the last for a while.
We should throw a party next week. Just in memory.
But-
in memorandum.
But I do have a new segment that will be coming into the show, and I will be happy to announce to you that it will not go anywhere for a long time until I'm dead.
Until he's dead. That's bold.
Yes, it will be movie mistakes.
We love movie mistakes.
Movie mistakes.
Continuity.
I will guide you through
Mistakes,
movie
errors,
mistakes
yeah.
through continuity, you name it, and I will bring it to you because I mean I'm still trying to figure out how to do it too. Like I don't want to start from from A's, like all the A movies all the way down to because that would take forever. So I might just do it randomly.
Yeah. That's how I do film facts. Just
But-
random facts, man.
Yeah,
Man.
because honestly, over the years I can't tell you how many movie mistakes I've seen.
Yeah.
But yeah, that will be next week.
But it's now time for this week's edition of
Fix Pick.
Head back into the intro. That's how you do it right there. But it is time for this week's edition of Vic's Pick. Basically what it is for all the new listeners that we have. Thank you, first of all, for liking our page, of course. And it's actually a segment where I pick a movie that I actually enjoy a lot and just kind of want to share it with the rest of you guys. I always post a little picture online, just kind of like a little sneak peek. And if anybody guesses it right, we shout them out on the show. And actually, nobody got it right this time. So
Yeah, I never heard
Brian
this
didn't
movie.
even ruin it this time.
Yeah, you said I wasn't part of it, so
It's for the people.
It's for the people by the people.
am I not a person?
You're us. You're not
We're
You're part of us.
very well said.
You are us, sir.
You are us.
But it is 2003's foreign action thriller Ungbak, the Thai warrior. And I'm gonna butcher every single one of these names except for one.
That's cool.
Directed by Prachya Pinkau.
Pikachu?
Well, it's Pink AEW, so you go ahead and sound that out. Starring Tony Jaa, who's now going to be in the new Fast and the Furious movie. He's had a couple good roles here and there too. Pechtai Wongkam Lao.
Wow.
Wongkam Lao.
Wongkam Lao. I'm trying not to do that voice though when I'm doing it, so I'm trying.
Do it. Yeah.
Pumwari Yod Kamal. Yep. So those are the. I was just gonna
Sounds
say.
like you said, "Yo, come on."
Yo, come on now.
Yo, come on.
I was just gonna say Tony Jaa, but I'd rather shout out the rest of them too. The movie's about when the head of a statue sacred to a village is stolen. A young martial artist goes to the big city and finds himself taking on the underworld to retrieve it. Production budget for this movie was only $1.1 million.
Wow.
Box office, it made $20.1 million worldwide. So that's
Yeah.
$4.5 million domestic and $15.5 and some change foreign. For the top 3 movies for that weekend of February 11th to the 13th in 2005, this movie took 2 years to get over to the States.
Wow.
And actually have a little trivia that involves Steven Seagal in this movie. So yeah, but that comes later. At number 3 was Are We There Yet? With, of course, Ice Cube.
Gosh. Yeah, Ice Cube.
Who's taking his kids for a ride along.
You used to watch that movie all the time.
I know.
Number 3 with
So
8.2 million in its 4th week. Number 2, another movie you saw, Brett, was Boogeyman.
Oh my gosh.
10.2 in the 2nd week.
My movie taste was terrible then.
You've grown, though. You've grown. See,
I've
that's
grown,
the thing.
yeah.
There you go.
At least you're growing upward and not down,
Yeah.
downwards. Because there's some people that.
Yeah, go the other way.
And the number 1 movie making its debut that weekend was Hitch. Of course, Will Smith, making $43.1 million in its debut.
Wow.
Nice.
Ong Bak ended up making $1.3 million, 17th place. For a foreign film, it's not that bad. So now it's time for something that I kind of stole from Brian a little bit, the movie Fun Facts. Depending on the region, the official title of the movie changed multiple times. Some of the titles are Ong Bak Muay Thai Warrior, Ong Bak Born to Fight, and in Mexico it was Ong Bak El Nuevo Dragón, which means
Whoa.
the new dragons. They're kind of a reference to...
Yeah, there's no way in heck I would have been able to say that if I wanted to purchase a ticket.
Give me one for Ong Bak El Nuevo Dragón, por favor. But it was a reference to Bruce Lee because a lot of people saw this movie and were just blown away by the martial arts on it. Because Tony Jaa, who's the main actor, performed all of his stunts, and there's no CG work or wire work in this movie.
Nice.
And so it's all everything he's doing, jumping through stuff, flips, all that stuff. That's all him. But like I said, Steven Seagal a little bit earlier ago. Prior to the film's release in the Western world, action hero Steven Seagal was so impressed by it that he planned to release the film through his production company with newly shot scenes, and this cracked me up, featuring himself as a teacher of Tony Jaa's character.
Yeah,
Of course,
That
yeah.
was always the condition. I'll distribute it, but I gotta be in it.
Yeah,
He's like,
that's
we
the
got to
catch.
reshoot the whole thing and just have me in the background at all times. But IMDb has it as 7.2 out of 10, which is pretty good. Rotten Tomatoes still has it at 85% fresh. This is a foreign movie. It's all in their native Thailand language.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah, it's all in foreign. It's all subtitles, but it's nothing too crazy to where you can't follow it. And the action is just, ridiculous. It is on Netflix. It's about an hour and 45 minutes. And, yeah, check it out. Ong Bak, the Thai warrior.
Ong Bak.
Unbox.
Nice.
There you go.
Good Vic's pick.
There you go.
Well, we are going to take a short little break, and when we come back, some weekly film fun facts and a lot more news. So,
Yeah.
don't go away. And we are back. We are getting dug back. No, seriously, we are back, though, and it is now time for some weekly film fun facts. So, what do you got for us this week, Brett?
All right, guys, I got 3 film facts for you this week. We're going to talk about Pixar because the entire Pixar staff had to take a graduate class in fish biology before making Finding Nemo. They had to learn about it before they could make the movie. It's pretty smart. I mean,
That is smart.
You need to know everything you can about,
Yeah, what you're doing.
Yeah, so,
The ocean life.
yeah. So, yeah, Disney takes their stuff seriously. Disney and Pixar. A movie theater in Paris has shown the movie Life of Pi with the audience sitting in floating boats. So there's a big screen and then there's floating boats on water. And they sit in the boats and watch the movie. There's a picture I could post it on our...
I want to see
Twitter
it,
and
but I
Facebook.
kind of, I have a question. What if you got to go to the bathroom?
That's a great question. I did not think of that. Yeah, with the picture, I don't know
Do you
how
just
you
like
would do that.
go from the side of the boat?
Yeah, just stand up and just piss off the side of the boat. Just stand up.
Does every boat come with a tiger?
Yeah,
That's
that was my next
comical.
question.
You're
No.
just like,
No, unfortunately, it does not.
tiger.
I can see why. Watching horror films can burn up to 200 calories, which is equivalent to a half-hour walk. It burns the most calories than any other genre. I can see why.
Really? Well, I guess if I want to like burn some calories, I'll
Yeah.
just start popping in some horror films.
Yeah, I wonder what's the second, the second most calorie burner. You know,
Porn.
that's exactly what I was gonna say. That's probably got to be up there.
Porn.
Yeah, but I can see why horror film, get your heart racing. But
Oh yeah, it makes you jump.
yeah. But
Anxiety builds up.
those are the weekly film facts.
Very nice.
Very nice. Very nice. And now it's time for the comic book movie section, if you will. We're going to lead it off this time, not with Batman or Superman, not with anything else, but Fantastic Four.
It's been a while since we talked about this.
It is. Four. Yeah, there you go. That's Spider-Man. Oh, no.
I'm doing the Horseman.
That's the Four.
The Four Horsemen.
Woo! But Variety reports that screenwriter Simon Kinberg has completed his rewrite of Fox's The Fantastic Four reboot, and that they're looking to finalize the film's cast shortly. There's been some rumors of some actors going around, who's going to play what. Miles Teller, Kit Harington, and Richard Madden, and then Brett said that it was going to be Josh Gad. Josh Gad, though, being rumored to play Richard Reed, who's Mr. Fantastic, who's an older character in the last one.
Yeah.
But if they're going with these characters, or these actors, I should say, they might be going with the younger version.
Yeah.
They've been doing that a lot in comics lately.
Apparently, Michael
It's
B.
a
Jordan
fun thing.
might be in this movie too.
Of course, he's everywhere.
He's everywhere. He might be playing the Human Torch. So
And yeah, for Josh Gad, they talked about him playing the Thing.
really, because Terry Crews.
I could see that actually too.
Because Terry Crews wants to be. Oh no, it's back. Terry Crews is being rumored, or no, he actually said that he wants to be the
He
Thing.
wants to be the Thing.
The Thing, yeah.
The Thing.
The Thing. Ben Grimm, it's clobbering time, all that good stuff. A couple weeks ago, you, Brett, were saying something about like the casting call for possibly Star Wars.
Yeah.
There's actually a casting call for this movie, and they're not saying if it's like true yet, but somebody apparently got a hold of it, and apparently they're gonna go with just younger characters in this one. The Fantastic Four would tell the story of two very young friends, Reed Richards and Ben Grimm, who of course turn into Mr. Fantastic and the Thing, of course. Apparently they become working with the government as like weapons for the government, and then they end up meeting up with Sue Storm, who's gonna be in this one the Invisible Girl, not the Invisible Woman. So that kind of tells you that they're going a lot younger. And then of course they meet up with her brother Johnny Storm, but they're not saying if that's like the true story, if you will. But just going off of that, they're gonna go a lot younger than the other one.
Nice.
And I think if you're going to make a comic book movie nowadays, it's wiser to go with the newer face. I mean, obviously, if you go with someone established, I mean, you do have the advantage of star power like Batman has with Ben Affleck, but you want to go younger. You want to like what Spider-Man did with Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, I mean, you could still have the style quality. I mean, he had like Martin Sheen and Sally Field in there.
Yeah.
like you could still have them, but not as the main character.
Yeah.
So they
And
might
it
be
still-
going
and it still
younger, yeah.
works.
So
Yeah.
It still works.
there you go.
Interesting ensemble.
Well, we're gonna talk about a sequel that I'm looking forward to because it's Kevin Smith.
Of course.
Clerks 3. We got another casting detail. Rosario Dawson, which was in the second one. You're right there, Vic.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, she actually confirmed this past week that she's going to be in Clerks 3. She's going to be reprising her role.
Yeah, I was wondering when we heard the announcement about Clerks 3 being made, I immediately thought, like, is Elias going to be in it? Is she going to be in it? Is people from Clerks 2 going to come back?
Well, Elias is not confirmed yet, but now
Yeah,
she
he is actually.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Nice.
So Elias is in it, and so is Rosario Dawson.
Yeah, she plays Becky Scott. There is actually no details on when they're going to be shooting, but there is reports apparently that Kevin Smith is eyeing for a May film production start.
No plot details yet either, so.
No, all we know is that it's going to have pretty much the entire cast, original cast, Dante and Randall.
Well, also, I'm excited about it.
I am too.
End of a trilogy now. So.
And all the cameos too, like Ben Affleck.
Yep.
A lot of people
Yeah.
show up in those movies too.
Yes.
So we'll see if
Yeah, we gotta
they
see.
show
We
up
gotta
too.
see. We gotta see the cameos.
Yeah.
Definitely, we do. But now it's time to go on to a biopic film. I didn't even really know much about this until I came across it. But we're gonna talk about Daniel Radcliffe. He's gonna jump
Harry
ship.
Potter.
Yeah, Harry Potter is going to jump ship.
Wingardium Leviosa. He's over here waving his pen like a wand.
Yes. He's going to be playing in a film, biopic film, of how the Brooklyn Bridge came to be built. He's going to be working with filmmaker Douglas McGrath, who did Emma and Infamous. And it's going to start shooting in August.
Never heard of the director.
In the movie, Radcliffe will play an engineer who takes on the job of overseeing the building of the Brooklyn Bridge after his father passes away. So, a lot of controversy with this, with the character that he's going to be portraying.
What's controversial about it?
A lot of people were just like, by the danger and doubt, like his sessions to get the job done threatens his health and his family until he discovers an improbable ally in his charming and shrewd wife. Kind of an interesting story, plot to it. About the Brooklyn Bridge and how this character got to...
Well, we talk about biopics all the time and how it could really launch your career. I mean, we've seen it with, Jamie Foxx and Ray won an Academy Award. Joaquin Phoenix with Walk the Line when he played Johnny Cash. I mean, really launched his career. So, Daniel Radcliffe, I mean, after Harry Potter, you knew that he had potential, and he did Woman in Black.
Oh, yeah.
He did a movie with Dane DeHaan.
Yeah, I actually got some of the films.
And that movie was also a biopic. So
yeah, his entering post-Potter, as they like to call it, choices in films. He was in Kill Your Darlings.
Kill Your Darling.
Horns, and The F Word, all three of which played the Toronto International Film Festival this past year. He is going to be in the upcoming Frankenstein reboot.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Where he'll play Igor.
Yeah.
Which is going to be coming out January 16th, 2015. So.
Yeah, he's been getting interesting roles, and he's starting another phase of his career to where he's going to get more serious and try and get away from Harry Potter. He doesn't want to be like... He doesn't want to be... I mean, obviously, he's always going to be remembered, but he wants to make more of himself than just, oh, I'm Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And he's got potential, so interesting role. Biopics usually do well.
They do.
Before we get to trailer of the week, we're going to talk about Edgar Wright's Ant-Man. Marvel's very anticipated superhero movie that we talked a lot about with all the castings, Paul Rudd, Michael Douglas. But actually, now that we're talking about their scheduling, because they've actually bumped up their release date, and it's now taken the place of Batman vs. Superman. Batman vs. Superman was pushed back to 2016. Its original release date was July 31st, 2015, and now... Ant-Man was supposed to come out July 31st, and it's now bumped up to July 17th, which was the day Batman vs. Superman was supposed to come out. So, Marvel's making a little tactic here. They're playing a chess game, and they're going to make more money off this now. So, I mean, they're going to have 2 blockbuster movies in the span of 3 months. Marvel, again, is going to own 2016. With all these movies that are coming out, man, they're going to be dominating the box office. But, I mean, what do you think? Is that good for Ant-Man? I mean, it's not a big bump up. It's only, 2 weeks?
It introduces it quicker. I mean, not to mention, I think they want to have a productive, and no doubt in my mind they're going to have a productive year with these films. So
you think it's kind of a little slap in the face, like we're going to take Batman vs. Superman's release date, and we're going to come out with our movie and make a whole lot more money because
I think it kind of like it, not necessarily a slap in the face, but it's kind of like, okay, we're going to take your start date since you guys obviously ain't ready to compete with us.
Or, I mean, maybe they know something that we don't. Maybe there is a Justice League movie.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, well, you guys want to do that? We'll go ahead and do this.
Because, I mean,
maybe.
Because, I mean, if Batman vs. Superman were to come out when it was supposed to, Ant-Man would have come out a few weeks later, so they would have been competing with each other. So, I mean, it's actually an advantage for Ant-Man, obviously, with Batman vs. Superman out of the picture for now. So, interesting, but it's going to come out a couple weeks earlier. So, for people who are looking forward to that film, they can look forward to seeing it 2 weeks early. But we're actually going to talk about trailer of the week.
Yes. Actually, it was an interesting trailer.
It was.
Very interesting.
I'm curious to see it. Like Vic said, it is one of those movies where it could either be really good from what you saw in the trailer or really bad. It's up in the air, but it's got my curiosity. It's called The Bagman, and it stars Robert De Niro, John Cusack, Crispin Glover, believe it or not, and Dominic Purcell, who was in Prison Break. And it's a criminal bides his time at a seedy motel waiting for his boss after killing several men and making away with a mystery bag.
See, once I saw John Cusack, I was really surprised when I saw Robert De Niro shortly after. I'm like, wow, that's kind of weird. But...
Well, like, I saw the trailer, like, I heard it had Robert De Niro, but then I saw John Cusack, and like I instantly thought of that one movie that had John Cusack where I don't know what it is too. Like he's been in a couple of movies where he's either in a hotel or a motel.
I know.
You had 1408, and you had what's that one movie?
The one where there was like 9 split personalities or something.
Yes.
That one, I can't remember what that's
And
called,
it's,
but I know.
and
what you're
almost
talking
like honestly, like it almost looks like the same exact like hotel or motel location from that film into this one now.
He has a thing for hotels and motels.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I mean, this definitely looks like an interesting movie.
Yeah, it does.
Mhm.
And it's an interesting combo, like I said, with the two actors, Cusack and De Niro. But I mean, if it's got Robert De Niro in it, it's usually a pretty good sign because he's one of the best.
Yeah, it's very rare that you see a Robert De Niro film where you're like, oh man.
Yeah, so I have no doubts. I mean, the title was kind of weird at first when I heard it. It was like, I asked you what it was, and you're like, The Bagman. I'm like, well, that sounds interesting.
Yes. Well, it's like honestly, like I looked like it's been kind of like short pickings lately.
Yeah.
I mean, because most of the time, like lately, it's either like video game trailers I find on there or like television. I'm like, we're not doing that.
Yeah,
And it's yeah. But I saw this one, I was like, okay, this one's got it.
yeah. Well, it is on our Facebook and Twitter, so check out Trailer of the Week.
Well, we're gonna take one last break, and when we come back, we're gonna finish up our news, give you the new releases and our box office prediction, and reveal that movie. So don't go away. And we are back now. We're gonna start things off here in the news with kind of an interesting story. It kind of caught my eye, and I was kind of baffled by this. Obviously, the Oscar nominations came in. There were a lot of Oscar snubs, but there actually was an Oscar snub that actually got somebody to hire a private investigator to find out why they were snubbed.
Yeah,
I've never heard of that before.
I haven't either, and I was really surprised to hear about it.
Yeah, it was very interesting to read. It was a songwriter who actually publicity firm hired the private eye to figure out why they were elbowed out of the Oscar contention. And apparently from like the whole article, it had to do with advertisement. Mm-hmm. Like the film wasn't advertised enough for it, but like
I'd never heard of the movie.
I've never heard of the film either.
I don't even know what it's called. I forgot.
Alone Yet Not Alone.
Yeah,
a
Alone.
theme song by Bruce Bonton that appeared in the Little Scene faith-based movie of the same name.
Yeah. Alone Yet Not Alone.
Yeah, the detective came up with the conclusion that they were in contention to be nominated, but they didn't get nominated.
Yeah, I've never heard anything like that before.
Yeah, I've never in the life of my life at least, and anyone else's for that matter, I've never heard or like seen anything like this before where they've had someone like investigate an Oscar snub.
I didn't even know you could do that.
I didn't
know you
either.
could
Like I didn't know that was a thing.
It's not going to make a difference though.
Well, yeah, honestly, like
They just want to know why.
it wouldn't have made a big difference. I mean, it's not like you can't do anything. Like if they're like,
Yeah.
it's like what is the investigator gonna do?
Well, I mean, if people are going to investigate things like that, I mean, let's investigate why Tom Hanks isn't nominated for an Academy Award. You know, like I've not heard of this movie.
Well, see,
it obviously wasn't advertised very well. Some people have never heard of it. Like we've never talked about it.
Well, yeah. I mean, honestly, when I first saw the article, I thought maybe it was like one of these like big like type names that was. But
Yeah.
now I was like, oh, okay.
I've never heard of it. I mean, even the poster, I was like, yeah, that doesn't look familiar, and I don't know anybody in it. So, yeah, I mean, I think there would be better things to investigate. Like I said, I mean, why is Tom Hanks not nominated for Best Actor? I mean, he was great.
I don't know.
Like,
I mean,
it's like-
we talked about this before. The Oscars, like they just for some reason like they snub people left
Yeah.
and right
It happens
every
every
year too. And it's not just like even the people that are not nominated, but it's people that are nominated that should win even get snubbed.
They should expand like some categories a little bit, like we talked about.
Oh
Best
yeah,
Actor.
best
Maybe
actor.
not like not to the extent like they did with Best
like,
Picture.
Well, yeah,
but,
where it's like 10, but
like maybe 6, 7. Because I feel like they do 4 or 5. Or I think
well,
it's 5.
They usually do 5.
So maybe I'd like maybe 7.
Maybe like depending on like if there's like where it's just too close to like.
It makes it interesting too.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't make it as predictable. And sometimes it's not as predictable as you would think, but it would make it a little more interesting with a couple more people. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's kind of weird. Never heard of it before, but I guess they want some closure on it.
Well, they got it. Yeah. Probably not what they wanted to hear, but they got it.
They probably spend more money on the detective than like on advertisements.
Yeah, right.
So
yeah,
they're spending the most money on the wrong things. Yeah, I don't know. That's a little weird. But speaking of Academy Awards, we're going to talk about an Academy Award-winning director and writer, Quentin Tarantino. We've talked about The Hateful Eight. It was happening, and then the script got leaked. It's not happening. But there's some developments on Quentin Tarantino's The Hateful Eight because, yeah, like I said, the script got leaked. It was online. People were able to read it. And apparently, and like I said, I mentioned the plot details last week. But apparently, it was supposed to be shot in 70mm film, which is rarely done nowadays. The only time I can recall it being done was in The Master, which was an Academy Award nominated film. So I mean, it already sounds awesome. But the plot details: the story begins by following a pair of bounty hunters, expected to be played by Samuel L. Jackson and Michael Madsen, as they make their way to a small town called Red Rock with a prisoner in search of a reward. After picking up a few other travelers on the road, the men eventually find themselves in a haberdashery where they can take shelter from an oncoming blizzard. Inside the men's clothing store, they encounter 4 others, a southern general that would likely be played by Bruce Dern, an alleged hangman, a Frenchman named Bob, and a cowboy named Joe Gage. So you can kind of see the similarities already. I mean, obviously it's a Western like Django Unchained.
Yeah.
There's bounty hunters in it like Django Unchained. And it also sounds like 2 of Tarantino's movies coming together because apparently, from people who have read the script, it's apparently been taken down, but people who read it said that the entire movie takes place pretty much in 2 locations, in the bounty hunter stagecoach and then in the haberdashery, which was like a clothing store. So it takes place in 2 places, the entire movie. So it sounds like Django Unchained and then Reservoir Dogs, which kind of did the same thing. It took place in 2 locations. So it's 2 of Tarantino's best movies coming together, and it would have been shot in 70mm film. And now I'm even more upset that this film is not happening because it sounds great. Because Tarantino is one of the best.
Yes. It just breaks my heart hearing more and more about this.
Yeah, I just... And apparently now, I mean, he's suing over the fact that the script got leaked. Because Gawker Media apparently were the first ones that claimed that they read the screenplay illegally. So he's suing, and I believe, what was it, like $1 million or something?
From what I read, it's like over $1 million.
Apparently the official lawsuit says Gawker Media has made a business of predatory journalism violating people's rights to make a buck. This time they went too far. Rather than merely publishing a news story reporting that plaintiff's screenplay may have been circulating in Hollywood without his permission, Gawker Media crossed the journalistic line by promoting itself to the public as the first source to read the entire screenplay illegally. So he's suing over the fact that this is happening now. And it happened because he gave it to 6 people, his inner circle, people he thought he could trust. It got out somehow, and now it's everywhere. So, I mean, a lot of people think he's overreacting. He's being a baby.
I can see where
he's not going to make his movie because, he got betrayed. But
he did.
I know. I mean, 6 people. It's obviously people he thought he could trust. I mean, you don't think he's overreacting?
No, I don't. I feel like he has every right to be upset. I feel like he has a right to sue this website for posting his script to show the world. But I mean, if he's I wish we knew who it was, because honestly, as a friend, if a friend did that to me, not only would I sue the website, I'd be looking at my friend too, we might be going to court for your screw up there, buddy.
Gawker actually retaliated to the lawsuit that was filed by Tarantino. Gawker said that the site explained that they didn't leak the screenplay. They reported that the script had found its way online via Scribd and NN files. The script apparently, like I said, has been removed since then, but it said that Tarantino kind of contradicted himself because he said that he wanted The Hateful Eight to be published on the internet. He even said, when it was first reported that it had been leaked, he said, "I do like the fact that everyone eventually posts it, gets it, and reviews it on the net. Frankly, I wouldn't want it any other way. I like the fact that people like my shit and that they go out of their way to find it and read it." So he's kind of contradicting what he said. He said that he likes the fact that people are able to read it, but maybe not this soon. I don't think people understood that part of it.
I feel like he once he's maybe filming the movie it gets leaked out, I can kind of relate to that. But the fact that I mean, he feels betrayed.
He
Gave it to 6 people who he thought were his closest friends, and one of them just leaks it out there for the world to see, and now everyone knows about it. So I can kind of relate. Like, honestly, it's a big betrayal. Your friend basically cost you this whole thing when you didn't want it to be leaked out just yet.
And I mean, if it would have been like the 4th or 5th draft or the shooting script they were ready to shoot after, then it wouldn't have been as a big deal. But this was the first draft. He wants to rewrite. He doesn't want his story out yet. For people who think he's overreacting, he's not. Because, he's not done. And now people know what he's already planning before it's finished.
I mean, put yourself in his shoes. I mean, you write something like this, that's going to be an awesome thing, and then it's leaked for the world to already, you're going to feel betrayed.
Well, we'll see how this lawsuit follows up, but I'm hoping in the future that we might see this film because it sounds fantastic. But
I'm kind of shocked that he only sued for $1 million, though.
I know he probably could have got a lot more off of it.
Probably could have gotten a lot more.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Well, speaking of a thing that's gonna make more than $1 million,
yeah, for
the
sure.
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Ooh, I can't wait.
That was actually, we did a top 5, most anticipated. That was my number 1. And apparently I picked the good one because Mark Webb, who's the director, was speaking with Total Film, about it's actually going to debut a new trailer during the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going to debut a new trailer during the Super
Yeah,
Bowl,
that's the day. They have a lot of them on that day.
yeah.
It's expensive to even get a Super Bowl.
Is it like
out.
8 million still?
It's
Or would it
gr-
like more than that right now?
I think it depends.
20?
It depends
On the length.
From what I've read and whatnot, it depends on exactly on the length and like when, during the game.
Yeah, and it's a great opportunity to advertise your film.
But he was speaking with Total Film about the trailer, and he said it's huge. We're pushing the levels of effects, the level of action, and the emotional capacity of this kid. Of course, Peter Parker.
Mm-hmm.
It's an aggressive step forward. We throw around the term operatic because of the spectacle and theater involved, which is pretty epic. There are enormous sets and great set pieces, but it's really a very intimate song. The relationship between Peter and Gwen is very delicate and beautiful. So, of course, this is number 2, Amazing Spider-Man 2, out of 4.
Yeah.
So Andrew Garfield said he doesn't know if he's coming back for, the later ones. This is going to build up to, of course, the Sinister Six and the Venom movies. So, if you're a fan of Spider-Man, be sure to tune into the Super Bowl, and you'll see the new trailer.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
he's saying it's epic. So
it looks epic. I mean, you got Jamie Foxx in it and all these
Paul Giamatti.
all these characters in it. I mean, it's setting. I mean, the Avengers really set everything up, and I know that the Amazing Spider-Man isn't a part of the Avengers. I mean, it's Marvel, but comic book movies are just blowing up right now, and all of them look epic. I mean, none of them look bad. I mean, it's the era of comic book movies, and right now they're just on top.
I can't even imagine what it's going to look like because that first trailer just kind of blew my mind where he's just free falling and everything just looks great. So it's going to be interesting to see what else they show.
Ugh.
Yeah, well, we are going to we're going to talk about Star Wars, but we aren't talking about Episode 7. We're going to be talking about Pixar and Star Wars, which is kind of a weird combination.
Yeah, I saw that on there. I was like, wow.
Yeah, of course, Disney owns Pixar, and they also own Lucasfilms, which came with the rights for Star Wars. But apparently Pixar is trying to get in on the Star Wars action, and apparently they're planning a Star Wars movie. Pixar and Star Wars. Pixar came out with films like, let's see, Finding Nemo. Name some movies,
Toy
guys.
Story. Toy Story 2.
That was the first one. Toy Story 2. Yeah.
Toy
Story
3.
3.
Cars.
And they're trying to make a Star Wars movie.
Pretty much all the
it
good
sounds
ones.
weird, doesn't it?
It does. I can't envision it. Like, the only thing I thought about, like, when I saw that Pixar and the Star Wars, like, because I do like the animated
Yeah.
Star Wars, like TV,
Like the Clone Wars.
Yeah, like the Clone
Yeah.
Wars. Like, I thought, okay, maybe do something like that, but an actual like movie, like, I don't know. I can't for the life of me imagine like a Yoda in Pixar
Yeah.
form.
Well,
Like
I mean,
super cartoony, kinda,
Yeah.
or like
they showed a picture too. I don't know where the picture came from, but it was like Star Wars cartoons, and it just looked really weird. But I mean, when they bought Lucasfilms, when Disney bought Lucasfilms, they spent $4.05 billion to purchase that. So, I mean, obviously we know they're making the spin-offs, and they're doing episode 7, 8, 9. but they want to be able to, and kind of like what George Lucas has done, they want to be able to milk that as much as possible. They want to take advantage of that purchase because they spent so much on it. They want to get everything they can. So, I mean, why not?
So we're gonna literally be bombarded with Star Wars movies left and right.
Episode
Pixar,
7, 8, 9, the spin-offs, and then a Pixar film.
Django, like Boba Fett.
Yeah, it's
spin-off Star Wars films. Like, we literally, like, there's going to be times where it might just be Star Wars film, and that's it. That's out.
Yeah, so, I mean...
If they're good, I mean...
Well, yeah,
if
they better be good. I mean, come on.
It's just, I mean, it's just a little weird. But, I mean, I get what they're trying to do. And, I mean, I don't think... there's no details on exactly what it would be. If it would actually be a Star Wars movie. Like, if it would have anything to do with the storyline of Episode 7, 8, or 9.
The one thing I'm, like, curious about, like, obviously they're going to do this. Like, are they going to have any Easter eggs like they do in all their Pixar films where you might see, like...
Like Nemo or something.
Yeah, like Nemo or like Wall-E. Especially Wall-E, since, I mean, it kind of was in space, like if he's going to be in the background somewhere.
I was just thinking, remember how you talked about, you know, like an R2-D2 spinoff? Maybe they would do something like that, like a movie with droids or something, where it's not going to be as big as...
R2-D2 meets Wall-E.
Something, like, I mean, it's not going to be...
Battle of the Bots.
It's not going to be as big, obviously, as Episode 7, 8, or 9. But... I mean, like some animation movie, like a droid movie. I could see it, but it's kind of weird. Pixar and Star Wars coming together.
Maybe there'll be like a Star Wars 7.5, you know, 7.5, or like a 8.5.
Yeah,
like the Lion King.
Yeah,
Kind of like
a
a little middle, you know, like a little middle ground.
We will see though.
But man, it's gonna be crazy. But speaking of crazy, Batman versus Superman, rumors, news, all that stuff. Of course, it is pushed back till May 2016. But apparently production is not shutting down or, you know, being pushed back. Apparently the cast is, quote, you know, like they want them to start working right away.
Yeah.
So there was rumors, of course, that it was going to get pushed back because Ben Affleck got hurt.
Mm-hmm. Allegedly,
like
during like two different places.
Well, there's been a lot of rumors with Ben Affleck. Like, he's got hurt. Now, like, we're being told, like, he might not even be Batman anymore.
Yeah, Brett was saying he found the thing where he might not, but...
We'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah, but the always reliable Deadline is reporting that Ben Affleck had to drop out of directing gigs. For example, the pilot episode of Fox's upcoming The Middleman, because Batman vs. Superman production has not been delayed. And he and the other actors, the main actors, are needed to start work right away. So, what do you guys... And Deadline, you know, is one of the most reliable movie news websites around. But they're going against that official statement that Warner Brothers released not that long ago. So I guess they are going to start filming in February like they originally planned, not push it back like, what was it, like 6 weeks or something like that? And
I don't, like, they need to get, like, whatever's going on, I'm not sure what the deal is, but they need to get, like, the ball rolling right now, because right now, like, all these rumors and things, like, it doesn't sound good.
No.
Whether the rumors or not, just the fact that we're hearing rumors that he was hurt.
It's like a different thing every week.
It's like, we're hearing all these, and, like, me as a studio exec that's backing this project, I would not like any of this right now. I'd be like, okay, did I make a bad decision here?
Because, I mean, like, you know, it's a bad thing when you start hearing about, you know, it getting pushed back. You're changing the release date. You don't know exactly what it is. I mean, we talked about the possibility, like, maybe they're filming the Justice League back-to-back, or maybe this is going to turn into the Justice League movie. You don't really know why it's being pushed back, for sure. So it could be for bad reasons or good reasons. And like I said, and you mentioned... Ben Affleck. There was a rumor going around that he might not be Batman anymore. Apparently, there was this, and it's all rumors, obviously. Nothing's confirmed.
Right.
This isn't confirming anything, but there was this Brazilian journalist who said, I just know from a good source Ben Affleck will not be Batman. Fan reaction was too strong. Official announcement in a few months. So, it sounds like she knows something. I mean, I don't know how or what her sources are, but she sounded like she was confident, or she sounded like she knew something. But I mean, it could be true. Like the reports of Affleck's injury, and you know, like we said, we don't know exactly what's true, what he heard, or if he heard anything at all. Because like we said, we saw him at the awards show and he seemed fine. And when the film got pushed back itself, it got pushed back into 2016. But production didn't get delayed. It was just a new release date. So, but with it being pushed back, it messes with people's schedules. I mean, Ben Affleck's a busy guy. He's got
Yeah.
movies to direct. He's got. I mean, he was just not, his film won Academy Award last year, so he's got another life besides Batman. You know, he's an up and coming director. So I mean, it could have messed with his schedule and it might force him out of Batman if that's true.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like the studio execs like didn't really think about this through, like pushing it back, because then it's like, okay, you lose your Batman possibly.
Of course, I mean, we might not. Like I said, we don't know the reason why they pushed it back.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we don't know the full like details on it, but like honestly, in my eyes, things do not look good right now for them.
Something has to be true though. At least one of these rumors has to be not necessarily true 100%.
Yeah,
but like,
whatever
like,
it is,
leading down the right way.
Whatever it is, like it does not look good right now for them.
Because I mean, there's two ways to take rumors. I mean, it could have been completely made up just to have people talk about it, or I mean, if it's a rumor, some of it might be true. So I mean, we don't know exactly, but if it's being reported, then we got to assume that maybe something could be happening.
I'm gonna start a rumor right now. They are releasing Batman vs Superman on May 6th, I believe it is, on 2016, and then in like November they'll release the Justice League movie.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, we don't know. I mean, that could be it, but apparently there was actually massive plot spoilers, potential. They were just rumors, but apparently a lot of people thought that the Batman vs Superman plot got leaked because apparently, and this is, I mean, it's not a very
this is a
this is not a reliable source at all. Apparently, the source is coming from somebody in the art department. So I don't know how much they know, but apparently a bunch of people did get fired. So that seems a little suspicious of why did they get fired. But apparently, here's some of these plot spoilers, and some of them are pretty interesting. Here's the speculation: the villains are Lex Luthor and Metallo. I've never heard of Metallo.
Nope, never heard of him either.
Batman forms
Sounds like an alcoholic drink.
Batman forms a UN type deal to stop Superman from destroying another city. Aquaman is in it, but he's not called Aquaman. He's there because
Jerry.
He's called Jerry. He's there because the world engine in the ocean did something to the fish. Wonder Woman poses as a Wayne Enterprises investor to retrieve an item that belongs to her people. Lex Luthor is in the shadows a lot, a manipulator, not much FaceTime with Superman. Robin betrayed Batman at some point, leading to falling out between them. The Batcave was super cool looking, and the mobile looked similar to Burton's. Lois is investigating Lex Luthor. Metallo kills Clark. The Daily Planet is bought by Lex Luthor for PR purposes. At the end, Superman is living in exile, and the Justice League is in a government-approved superhero team. So, a lot of these sound believable. I mean, and some of them make sense. Like it said, with Lex Luthor being in the shadows a lot, he might not allowed FaceTime with Superman. It makes me think of Bryan Cranston for some reason, because I mean, obviously, been doing the plays, been going back and forth. Because that's like he seems like the lead runner to play Lex Luthor a little bit, because he was reported. I mean, we thought it was true at first, so I mean, he could be confirmed, and because of his scheduling, he's not in the film as much right now. But I don't know. I mean, do you guys think this is a possibility? Or how true it is, because like I said, it came from the art department. So I mean, I don't know how reliable it is.
Well, they got fired because of the supposed delay in the production, but apparently there is no delay, supposedly.
So we don't know if that's true or
For all
not.
we know, this could just be a hoax, and no one could have possibly been fired. Like, who knows?
Like I said, the whole thing could have been completely made up, but we really don't know.
Me personally, like some of these, like I hope is in the movie, and there's some where I'm like, I could go either or.
So I mean. But, I mean, it would make sense if Aquaman was in it, because we've been hearing a lot about Aquaman. So
Yeah,
Jerry. For like 3 weeks.
So
Jerry Ferrara, a.k.a. Turtle.
Those rumors definitely, for sure, match up with what we've been hearing. So, true or not, those are the suspected details for the plot of Batman vs. Superman.
Well, if they kept their production, they're going to start in February. So that's, like 4 days away?
Yeah.
Not saying that they're going to start on the 1st or whatever, but maybe we'll find out next month.
I don't know, but
Finally.
Things are in a state of flux right now with Batman vs. Superman. Things are getting interesting, and I like that. But we are going to talk again about episode 7. We're going to talk about episode 7 real quick. Mm-hmm. In an interview with the Daily Telegraph, J.J. Abrams revealed what his bad robot staff has been doing to ensure the secrecy of Episode 7, in which they've been doing a great job of so far. But
Because we don't know a thing.
yeah, this is what Abrams said in the interview. He said, "Are you kidding me? My God, my office. I'm working on the Star Wars script today, and the people in my office have covered up all my windows with black paper. I guess they wanted to make sure no one could see what I was doing. It seems rather extreme." So they're that picky about it. They'll black out his windows so people can't look inside his office. They won't see anything just by looking inside his office.
Take some notes, Quentin. Take some notes.
Yeah. Yeah, no script's going to get leaked out for Star Wars, that's for sure. But, I mean, I like that. I like the secrecy. They're going to the extreme.
This is a big thing.
Yeah, that's a big deal. So, I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny. But also, about Episode 7, some updates. While speaking with the TV Guide, Carrie Fisher revealed that she, Mark Hamill, and Harrison Ford expect to begin filming Episode 7 in March or April. She also elaborated on the look she'd like to have in the film. She said, "I'd like to wear my old cinnamon buns hairstyle again, but with white hair. I think that would be funny." Kind of what I think, a little, aged, but she pretty much just confirmed that the original cast is back when we never heard any confirmation at all.
Well,
we've been hearing rumors of are they going to be it or not, but she pretty much just confirmed it.
Well, they did confirm it, but then they went on. They retracted.
Their publicist
said they retracted their confirmation
Yeah.
of it, and then everyone was just playing like I don't know what you're talking about, especially Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
I mean, he was doing that for a long time, but
I mean,
I had no doubt in my mind, regardless,
we expected
that they were
them to be in it.
It's like you can't have them and not do the story that you plan on doing without them.
But I think it sounded like she confirmed it, so that would be the first confirmation that we have on Star Wars Episode 7. So that's actually finally something confirmed.
Do you think Harrison Ford is mad at her because he held out for so long?
Yeah,
He's just
he might be.
oh yeah, we're gonna be there.
We'll see if J.J. Abrams gets upset with her or something. I don't know, because it came out of her mouth and not J.J. Abrams. So
this isn't the first time where Star Wars oops moment, because you did have George Lucas when this whole thing started say something.
Yeah, but sounds kind of cool though. Sounds like the original cast coming back for sure.
Looking forward to it.
But that is the news.
All right, it is time for the new releases, and we have 2 to talk about.
And I'm actually interested in seeing both of them.
I am too. We'll talk about the first one, Labor Day.
Mm-hmm.
Glad I'm not alone on that one.
Yes,
Yeah.
which stars Josh Brolin and Miss Kate Winslet. It's a depressed single mom, Adele, and her son Henry offer a wounded, fearsome man a ride. As police search town for the escaped convict, the mother and son gradually learn his true story as their options become increasingly limited.
Yeah, and Kate Winslet was nominated for a Golden Globe for her performance in the film. I don't think she's nominated for an Academy Award.
No, she was snubbed.
But pretty good cast. Josh Brolin and Kate Winslet, both really good.
Yeah, and the
actors
plot,
and
the
actresses.
plot,
Yeah,
the
that sounds
story to it
pretty good.
sounds
Yeah,
pretty dang interesting to me. And second, last but not least, the last film that we have this week, That Awkward Moment, which stars Zac Efron, Michael B. Jordan, and Miles Teller. It's 3 best friends who find themselves where we've all been at, that confusing moment in every dating relationship when you have to decide, so where is this really going?
I've heard a lot of people talk about this movie. It's got an interesting cast. I'm not really a fan of Zac Efron. I haven't really seen him in anything else except, I saw 17 again. I don't want to see High School Musical, but he hasn't really done anything, besides High School Musical. He's in that movie with Dave Franco that's coming out with Seth Rogen also.
Yeah, Neighbors.
Yeah.
No, I still have to see it. I have not.
Parkland or whatever? Wasn't he the doctor in that?
Yeah, he was in The Doctor.
Yeah.
I still want to see that one.
That's
I'm
right.
glad
That
you
was the
mentioned
other
that.
one.
But no.
He was in The Paperboy.
That's what I was going to bring up.
With Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, I wanted to see that. I still have yet to see it.
So, he's done a little bit where he's actually had to act a little bit, but I haven't really seen much yet out of Zac Efron, but I like the cast, so I like both movies this week.
I don't know. He may in the next maybe I would say 4 years. He probably will be possibly in A list, or if not a B list after.
Up and comer.
Yes.
In development.
But it's now time for our box office predictions.
Ooh. All right. We'll see if someone can get out of get off the schneid here.
Yes, I am going to predict that at number 4 will be Labor Day. Followed by number 3, The Nut Job. Right Along at number 2, and That Awkward Moment at number 1.
Yeah, I'm spitballing. I usually have mine written down. I don't know.
I'm finishing up mine.
I'll go ahead and go first.
I'm finishing up mine.
I'm going to go with The Awkward Moment at number 1. Awkward Moment number 1, and then I'm going to go with Ride Along, Labor Day, and then Lone Survivor.
Ooh, nice one. I'm going to go with Ride Along at number 1, Labor Day at number 2, Awkward Moment at number 3.
Do you think Lone Survivor is going to come up?
It's going to come on up.
Oh, no, I did that backwards. I went number 1 first, yeah.
Yeah, number 1, Ride Along. Number 2, Labor Day. Number 3, That Awkward Moment. And number 4, Nut Job.
So you think Ride Along is going to stay at number 1?
I think so, man. I think so.
Yeah, so to avoid confusion, I have Awkward Moment number 1, Ride Along number 2, and then Labor Day, and then Lone Survivor.
Okay.
You thought I did it from 4 to 1.
Yeah,
I did it 1
I was
to 4,
like, wait
yeah.
a minute. He thinks Lone Survivor is going to jump to number 1?
Yeah, no way.
It's going to pull a Frozen.
If anything, Frozen would do it, but yeah.
Okay. Well, before we go, it is time to reveal that movie. I will read the plot one more time and then read your guys' answers that you've written on a piece of paper.
I totally guessed.
Bonds of loyalty are put to the test when a hitman's son witnesses what his father does for a living. I just read what Vic put. He put no idea.
I just
So
guessed.
he doesn't know.
Hey, give me that back.
No idea.
Thank you, sir.
No idea. Never heard of that movie. And Brett's.
I just
And the Oscar goes to.
Brett Seals.
Wow. I thought you would have gotten this one. It's not The Godfather.
What the hell is it? I don't know. It's pretty vague.
It was very vague, but it was a awesome movie made in 2002 that starred Tom Hanks.
Road to Perdition.
Road to Perdition.
Dang it.
Wow, I'm surprised.
I
thought one of you guys-
I don't know.
I thought one of
very
you guys would have
open.
got
It
it.
was very open.
I mean, there's a lot of movies that are sort of like that. Godfather's kind of like that.
Honestly,
A little bit.
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I don't know.
after I heard, if I was in your guys' shoes and heard this, I would have gotten it.
Well, yeah, because you're the one that's predicting. You're the one that's.
No,
You're the one that's looking it up.
I'm saying if this was not like my second, if
You
someone
can't
else
say
did
that.
it.
You can't say that for sure. You don't know.
No, because honestly,
It's pretty vague.
well, not necessarily. Because honestly, you have Hitman, and then son witnesses what he does. I would have gotten that. That would have been the only movie I would have known.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Wow.
none of us.
What
got
a
this
shocker!
week.
I thought I picked an easy one for this week for you guys, but apparently not.
Oh well.
Well, that is the end of our show. Be sure to follow us on our Twitter account, Movie Talk Radio. Like us on Facebook. We had a lot of likes this past week.
We surpassed 400
Yes.
likes, so thank you guys
Yes.
for the support.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do download us on iTunes by typing in Movie Talk Radio. Check out the new releases, That Awkward Moment, Labor Day. The DVD releases, Bad Grandpa, Rush, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2, Fifth Estate, and Las Vegas. Definitely check out Vic's pick.
Ong
Bak, the Thai Warrior.
Ong Bak. And definitely be on the lookout because February 1st we will be launching our Movie Talk website.
This weekend.
Yes,
actually,
it's going to be this weekend.
on Saturday. So next time we see you, our website will be live. We'll be sure to post the link on Facebook and Twitter.
Yes, as well as our iTunes account.
Yes.
Lots of stuff to be checking out on that website. Our film reviews, the Vic picks,
The whole back catalog, if you will.
the whole back catalog of Vic's pick. Our results from Name That Movie, as
Box
well
office
as box office results. I mean, we got it
Pretty
all.
much everything.
Including our bios, if you're interested in us. Like, if you really want to follow just us separately, our stuff will be on there as well. So, that is the end of our show. So, until next week, be your own critic, and that is a wrap.
Thank you for listening to the Stallion Radio Network.